Hello folks, today I'm going to be taking a look at a new Dystopian Wars battle fleet from Warcradle Studios as I look at what the Empire have to offer with the Hachiman Battlefleet. Alright, the Hachiman Battlefleet Set. Almost undoubtedly not how that's pronounced. This is for the Empire. It's a big box, absolutely stuffed. As you can see, it contains the Assault Carrier, although you can also build it in a couple of different ways, and then you get a fleet's worth of plastic, including all your SRS tokens, and a quick start booklet as well. So yeah, Matsumoto, Chita, or the Hachiman, possibly, and then options on the plastics also. If I take the slip cover off and do that, you can see we have a bundle of sprues, of which there are two different types. Boom, boom. So what do we got? 3 and 2. We have our bag of resin, our SRS bases, and our quick start book. So let's have a closer look. Okay, I'm back and I've built up some of the fleet. We'll start with the Hachiman, the assault carrier that the battle fleet is named after. So relatively simple build. That's not for this, but we'll get to that in a moment. It should have a turret at the back. As you can see, it's a beast of a thing. No major issues build-wise. The sprue gates, which you may have seen when I was looking at the resin, are very thick. I do suggest you cut the sprue gates when you're washing the model. So put it into hot water. The hot water makes the resin rubbery. Clip them off then, and then you can do final trimming and sanding if you need to afterwards. But when it's warm, it's not brittle, and you're less likely to snap and split into an area you don't want it to go to. This, I've noticed, pops a bit. They all ride on this central part here, which means you can swap in sections and swap out. So you may find that there's a slight gap there if you're going to change it between different types via the medium of magnets. It's not a major issue. If I throw those out of the way, I'll put in my favourite, because I had to once I've seen this. Bish bash bosh. Here we go here. So this is the Matsumoto generator ship with those lovely lenses. This is an interesting beast. For a start, instead of having a turret at the back, it comes with a choice of 2 generators from a list you pick. So we went magnetic and shroud on this one to obscure it and to give it a bonus against SRS incoming. This beast is the hyperbeam lens cannon. I think that's right. And that's interesting in and of itself for a couple of reasons. One, it has extreme range, so it goes out to 40 inches. 2, it fires a beam 5mm wide, doing more damage at range. And 3, it hits everything in its path. So if you can line up a shot, you can do a lot of good work to people. It works by rolling the die and then applying results based on the face that you get. So you can have disorder, critical damage, or catastrophic damage. If you're very lucky, catastrophic plus an additional bit of damage from something else, as it just sort of nukes through. 2 things. Obviously, the clear resin, it's a different makeup, so it's a more brittle resin than this. Even heating it won't make it rubbery. although it will deaden the effect somewhat if you have to cut and clean it. So there were 3 sprue gates on these pieces at the side which need to be clipped off and then filed and sanded down. When you come to build one of these, I would leave these off and then use something like masking fluid, like that, to block off the actual lens, and then you can paint them the same as the ship, the actual housing for the lenses. Second thing is, there's no specific place marked for these lenses to go. This last one fits here snugly, fine. The rest I just eyeballed. So there's roughly a gap of 2 of these sections between, but because of the width of these, you know, you are guiding it yourself. There's no hard and fast area where they go, which I assumed, I mean, you know, it would make sense that it was a bit neater as far as where the lenses should be. You can't start earlier than this anyway because of the resin here, so you're not going to have one closer. But yeah, just for neatness sake, because you only glue onto one side, you'll see on this side I've actually gone a bit crooked in places, but this was only built as a test. However, gorgeous kit, really nice bit of work. Even the interiors on these, with all the struts, I mean, you're only seeing a very small amount of that on some of the builds. So, cute. There's also a named version of this, by the way. The Shinzua Nioi. Almost undoubtedly not what that's called, but it comes with a magma generator on the back, which allows it to create small volcanic islands or lash out indiscriminately at people who get close to the rear arc, which is where it is vulnerable. So yeah, if you want to start obscuring shots incoming by popping tiny Icelands here, there and everywhere, go for your guns. It also has all of the special rules, so we'll pop him out of the way. Actually, I'll pop him back in very briefly. It is, if you want to know, roughly 175 mil long and 50 wide at its widest point. So, away with you. After that, we get into our plastics. We'll take a look at the above ground first. So here we have one of our cruisers. These builds were fairly straightforward. The bridge itself has multiple components, which wasn't tricky. Even things like the side vents are keyed, so they only go on one way to allow you to get in there, but it's just a lot of components to get to a line. The actual way it works is it's sort of splayed out. So I did find getting this front section of the bow, which is made up of 2 individual pieces and then 2 more sides for your sort of trimarang front, a little bit fiddly. I think he said, thinking, yeah, I'm not sure if there's a good, bad, or a different way to do that, because you do need this first part glued and then these, and they do splay out with the top deck on. So yeah, build it from the back to the front, I think, is possibly your easiest bet. But because these interlock, you can't sort of slide this in fully assembled. So yeah, build the rear section first and then go forward. Obviously it can have different combinations of weapons. This is the Osaka class, which is turrets or heavy missiles, and it weighs in at a beautiful 90 millimeters long, so quite delightful. Okay, so then we have our Kyoto class frigates. You get a pair of those, and our larger Cicada class destroyer. So broadsides and turrets for all of them. Very simple builds, sort of the standard you would expect. Two sides of the hull onto the deck, and then bridges added after. What I did notice for these, especially the smaller frigates, if you build it side and then deck, I found getting the bridge to fit a little cumbersome. I would suggest build a bridge, glue it to the deck. When that's dry, then put the sides of the hull on, because they sort of nestle. As you can see there, the turrets nestle into the bridge. Otherwise, you're trying to push a bridge into a tight fit there, which is doable, but I had to support the deck at the bottom to make sure I didn't push the whole thing through or knock it apart. And as you can see there, I did a little. It will require filling, but nice little set of boats there. Workhorses of any fleet, your frigates and destroyers, there to counter battery your opponents. The frigates are a mere 43 mil, and then the destroyer is about 54, almost 55. So then we have our submersibles. On to our submersibles then. So we have the Ryujin, which is approximately 90 mil long. Has either a heavy turret or, I grab one of the others, heavy missile turret. If I remove that section, then we can pop in this little component instead, turning it into a Mizuchi submersible. Or there's another cover that allows you to make the Kensai, and all of these can be interchanged. This one allows you to deploy SRS tokens, as well as the Chita escorts. So handy to have. This tail piece I found the most problematic. This part on the rudder is very tight fitting. It does just snugly fit into there to cover the back end, but I left it unglued so I could show you. So it's this little part here. Now, there's two different hull components. There's this and then the other style of hull, which you use for things like the Koromudaka or the Uembuzu. Again, probably not how these are pronounced. However, because you use the side fins, the bridge and rudder assembly for both of these, you'll only ever be able to build one type of submersible without doing heavy magnet work. So there are still multiple styles of submersible available for both class of sub. So depending on what loadout you want or how you want to play that, you may want to choose between them wisely, because you'll have a certain amount that you can and cannot build within that. Finally, we have our little Chubu class submarine. Very, very simple build. Out of all of them, probably the simplest. Again, another rudder and tail assembly there, but delightful little thing. And then after that, there are SRS tokens. So you get a submersible set, and then your flyers, depending on the support or frontline sprue. And you also get two types of Chita escort tokens, which are submersible. one on each sprue, which gives you a nice set of these all in when you come to build your fleet. So there we have it, the Hachiman Battlefleet Set for the Empire. So there we have it, a massive fleet. If you're just starting into Dystopian Wars, it's a great way to go. So many options, so much versatility in there with the Japanese part of the Empire. That Chita class resin is stonking. I absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favourite ones to date. That might just be because of the clear lenses. It's just subtly different from stuff that has come before. But yeah, if you're interested in getting started, it's a great way to do it. It's a full fleet in a box, which will keep you going for a long time. And if you're already playing Dystopian Wars and maybe looking for another fleet to get into and mix it up a bit, then this could be a good way to go. Let me know what you think below. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.